Hello class, this is Demetrius Wilson, BA132. As I indicated in the initial video, I'll try to make a video each week just to kind of go over a couple of things, a couple items that I'd like for you to kind of focus on during each of the weeks. First week we went over chapters 1 and 2. Second week we're going over chapters 3 and 4. Just want to bring some highlights to your attention, get your mind going in the correct direction. Ideally, by the end of tonight at 11:55 on Sunday, you will have completed the chapter 1 and not chapter 1, but quiz number 1 and quiz number 2, which is for chapter 1, chapter 2. That's your check-in for the class to ensure that you don't get dropped. But now we move on to chapter 3 and chapter 4, which will all have a couple assignments for that. And then you also have a quiz for chapter 3 and chapter 4 as well. So just wanted to go over a few things that'll actually help you with the homework assignments. Some of you guys will say, hey, this homework assignment is really easy because you've been doing it, at work. You've been doing it on your own computer. A lot of times people are a lot younger. They've been, doing these things on computer for so long. Sometimes you take for granted the fact that a lot of people don't have these computer skills. So I just want to go over a few things to show you guys, how to save some documents, how to create folders, things of that nature. Talk about things like e-commerce and social media and some other things that will maybe broaden your horizon in terms of how you think about it, and also maybe help you to think about like, hey, we use those things so often in life and we take them for granted. We don't even think about it. So one of the first things is saving a document. And so, for instance, you have a PDF document. You guys will typically deal with PDFs, Word, Excel, things of that nature. But right here, I have my marketing textbook for a class that's coming up later on this semester, another 9-week class. And you see how it says the marketing textbook. Now, if I want to open that marketing textbook, I just double click on it. That's one way to open it. Now, is there another way to open it? Yes, there is. I right click on it and I hit open. Right? So there's always 1, 2, maybe 3 ways to do things on a computer. But I have my document here. All right. Now I have my document, and let's say I saved it as a marketing textbook, but I got confused and it's really an accounting textbook, and I want to change the name. I can simply go here and right click. If you right click, it gives you a lot of different options. All right. So I just go here and I want to rename it. So I click here on rename. Right. And instead of having, and I want to keep the word textbook, but I want to make it my accounting textbook, right? So instead of marketing, I'm making my accounting textbook. Then I click off of it, and voila. Although this is my marketing textbook, I'm showing that it's my accounting textbook. But I'm just, showing you guys, for example, to change the name. Then I want to change it back. I just simply right-click there, go to rename, go back there, and then I just change it back to marketing. Simple as that, right? Easy to change names on documents, easy to save documents. So if you have a document and it's open like this, right? And you have your PDF and it's right there. Let's see, let me go up a little bit higher for you. On the PDFs, you have a few more editing options than you than on some of the other documents like Word. You have a lot of different things that you can do in Word. PDF is more like a finalized document that you wanna utilize. It looks a lot more aesthetically pleasing than a Word document sometimes. So just experiment and work with which one you like the best. But typically what I do is I do things in Word, and then when it's final, I'll save the Word document, but then I'll also change it to a PDF document as well. So for instance, let's just say because it's a marketing class, I want to find the word marketing, and obviously that word should be all over the textbook. I just hit Control F, right? When I hit Control F, that means I'm trying to find something. So just remember find, F for find. And if I'm trying to find the word marketing, and you see as I type it, you see it comes up like that, and now it's going to tell me I have 999 results. So 999 times the word marketing is mentioned in the marketing textbook, which probably sounds about right. Click enter. And then it goes through all the different instances of marketing, right? You can do that on any of the documents. Control F, find function is something that you should know. So I'll tell you guys a lot about the different functions that you have, a lot about the functions that maybe some of you guys use keystrokes, other you guys like to use right click. It just depends on what you do. There are keystrokes on how to close your computer, how to open the computer, all kind of different things that you can do. So So for instance here, if I open with Adobe on this document here, now I have my option that I was talking about on how to save the document. Everything right here if you want to export. No, I don't want to make it my default. But if I want to save the document, here's another way. Remember we said to rename it, but I want to click here on File, and I want to save as. Now I'm going to save it as something different, right? I'm going to choose from my computer on my desktop just so you guys can see it, right? And then I'm going to save this as test book, right? So because I'm saying save as in something different, right? So I've saved it as test book, right? It saved the file. I exit out of it. Then we look here and we have our marketing textbook, and then we have our test textbook, and it's right there, right? So I've saved something. Now, because I said save as, it saved a new document, but it is the exact same document, but under a different name. So a lot of you guys I know, I say, well, it's the easiest thing in the world, but some people, just say, oh, wow, I didn't know that we could do it that different way. Or some people say, I really haven't used computers a lot, and I'm trying to utilize it during work and also in my personal life, and it will really help them out. Okay. So went over that, went over renaming. Everybody, I can't say everybody, some of you guys, don't, but I know if you're watching this video that you use the internet, because how else would you be watching the video? So the internet, I can't even imagine a world in which we didn't go on the internet. We go on it for so many different things that we're going to discuss. So anytime you have something that you go into a lot, you might want to put it on your desktop or pin it down here which is below here. It's below the screen that you can see, but pin it on your taskbar. So right here, I use Google Chrome. So I'm going to double click on that. Some of you guys may use Foxfire. Some of you guys may use Internet Explorer. All kind of different ways to get to where you're going. Different search engines. Some people use Bing. Some people use Google. It just depends. But this is what I use. And you see these things at the top. These are my bookmarks, right? Why do I have these bookmarks up here? Because these are things that I utilize for school. So for instance, for one of the other campuses, they utilize Canvas. We are Cerritos is moving towards a Canvas base as well. So I click there, and there's my dashboard for Canvas for them, right? Because I use it all the time. I keep it right there, nice and easy. Cerritos also, like I said, moving to Canvas. I click there. My Canvas for Cerritos is going to come up, and when I say Canvas, it's just another a new database that you're utilizing in order to access all of your stuff other than TalentNet, right? So TalentNet, we're moving away from that, going on to I believe Canvas and Waymaker, different ways to get there. So internet, let me see what happened here. One other things we'll go over is how to get Wi-Fi. What happens? I think it's possible that my internet connection failed, just because a lot of people in the house may be on it. But all I do is go back, update that. It says cookies required, so now I'm back online. Southwest email, so that's my email for them, right? Cerritos email. You send me an email, it'll be right there if I sign in. So those are just different bookmarks. And then when I run out of the space on the nice pretty bookmarks up here in the top bar, it's another bar you can hit there, and then this will come up. And I have the YouTube there because once I'm done with this video, I'll upload it and I'll put it there to YouTube so that you guys can see. So that's one of the things I just want to talk about, like what browser do you use, Wi-Fi. Hopefully if you have a laptop, you have Wi-Fi capability where you go into like a Panera Bread or Starbucks and you get hooked up to their Wi-Fi and you use their use their system as opposed to using like a hotspot on your phone, which is going to charge you for. So have to know the ins and outs on how to do things. If you go to the airport, typically they have some free Wi-Fi there. Or if you like my cousin who said he refuses to buy any type of internet service, so he actually just says, hey, you know what? I'm just going to go to Panera Bread or Starbucks, and then I'm going to log on there. So everybody does it a little bit differently. Me, I need that internet access at the house for a variety of things. So I have it there. But also if I'm, at my day job and I need to do something, I can run off of my hotspot. And that's why I keep it on my phone, because I may need that, and I may need to go online at lunch or something like that. Telecommuting. So I have more people that report to me that telecommute than that are in the office, right? So more than half of my staff actually works from home. So you say, well, some people may say, well, I don't know what telecommuting is. And some people say, well, I hear the term all the time, but I don't really know what it is. Well, what is telecommuting? It is work from home, making use of internet, email, and the telephone, right? So I have people who are, on the phones and they work from home, right? You can take the same exact setup that you have in the office and replicate that in your office at the house. Now, of course, there are rules and regulations to that, like you have to have a certain room specified for office, things of that nature. But telecommuting works really well for people, who have family demands, people who might not some people just don't like going into the office. Some people, have a lot of different reasons. I had one person, and I don't be this person, but she said, oh yeah, I love to telecommute just because I don't have to take a shower until like a lot later in the day. And I wasn't sure if she was taking a shower or not at all, but I mean, who knows? But everybody looks at it a little bit differently. Some people don't like telecommuting, believe it or not. Some people don't like to work from home, and they feel like they need to go to the office to be productive. One of the things that you use when you're at home is also VoIP, which is voice over IP. So people run their phone lines and do their stuff through computer lines as opposed to the regular, AT&T hard coded lines that you have for phone calls. So that's one of the things that definitely want to check out voice over IP, like IP address, like voice through the computer, and do the phones. Now, I have seen instances where the quality on the voice over IP really sucks, and we dealt with a vendor before, and that guy, it was just his company was not good. Dealt with other vendors who do it, and theirs was pretty great. So it just depends on who you're dealing with. Netiquette, you say, is that a word? Yes, it is now. Because people don't know how to send emails, and you can also put text messages and stuff in there, even though text message is more informal. It says the correct and acceptable way of communicating on the internet, right? So it's not acceptable for you to send something to me in all caps or in red font or with 55,000 exclamation points after your sentence, right? You need to write as if you're speaking to me. And like they say, if it's in caps, it's like cursing at somebody, through email. So you have to make sure, that you do it the right way. I know a lot of people like to do I want to put this sentence in bold here, just because I really want it to stand out, or make this all caps, right? But I, kind of keep it in line with the way that it should be, when you're performing, proper netiquette over the internet. Social networking, I'm sure all of you guys, if, maybe there might be 3 of you guys, maybe 2, maybe 1, but I'm pretty sure mostly everybody has some type of social media, whether it be Facebook, some of you guys may still be on MySpace, all kind of different things, whether it be, Snapchat, anything like that. But one of the things like professionally that's really good is LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is huge when it comes to, getting jobs, networking and things of that nature. There were some people who I wanted to hire for a position, and they worked with me at a prior company, but I knew their names, but I didn't have their phone number, their contact information. And I talked to the HR lady. I said, hey, look them up on LinkedIn. Here's their names, get their resumes, pull them, and say, hey, Demetrius wants to, bring you in and hire you for these positions. Would you like to come in for an interview? Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to find them because they had moved on to another company, and so had I. But social media is such a big part of business these days. Just think about it for a second. Before you go out to eat, what do? Go to Yelp, make sure the place doesn't have rats running around. Before you buy a car, what do? You get on the internet and you go to CarMax or whatever, and you find out where the best deals are, and then you go to the car dealership, right? Back in the day, it's like, okay, we're going to wait till the weekend. We're going down there and we're going to negotiate with this guy and see if we can get a good deal. Well, it doesn't work like that anymore. You probably got 10 printouts and say, I want this car at this price. And if you don't have it for me, I'm going somewhere else because they have it for that. It's all kind of different things that, the way you utilize business. It could be good for the good of business because somebody can say, hey, put something on Yelp about my company and you love it and you put it on there and so many people go because of that. But it also can be a detractor. Somebody says that we really don't like your company and people read that as well. So you have to, make sure that you're, paying attention to that. Make sure you're using it wisely. Just know that, if you have a crazy Facebook account, employers are looking at that. You want to make sure that, if that's the case, that you have like a business professional one, that you can, that people can look at because, believe it or not, I've seen things where people have said, you go into the interview and they say, I want you to put your username and password in and let me see your Facebook. Simple as that. And the person was just so caught off guard. Some people don't think that happen. It really does happen. And people look at that. They're going to look at your social media prior to hiring you for a position, right? Especially somebody coming from an outside company. I already showed you guys about bookmarks, right? Remember, these are all my bookmarks up at the top. Hopefully you guys do the same. Just, makes it easier for me to get there as opposed to jumping all around. Just if I wanted to go to TalentNet, I would just click on that button right there. So it just makes things just very, very easy as opposed to memorizing, long lines of things that you have to type in. We want to eliminate all the steps that we can. But the last thing I really want to talk about is e-commerce, right? And in e-commerce, it's just basically, making purchases over the internet. You could be like my mom, who doesn't trust putting any credit cards in anything. And so when she wants to purchase something over the internet, she makes me buy it. I could just put my stuff at risk. But for instance, Amazon, probably the biggest one. They put a lot of small businesses out of business, which kind of sucks for them, but they must reinvent themselves as well. But you go to Amazon, there are a lot of things that you want to purchase, you want to buy. For instance, my kids, I get them this stuff called Orgain, right? And it's like, like protein drink for kids, like, especially if they're active or, they haven't had, the right amount of meals today. So it's stuff in it specifically for protein for kids. So it's not the same type of protein that an adult would get. And you just get that, and I want to purchase it. So I click there and I see, okay, it's going to be $19.94 for a pack of 12. That sounds about right. Then I go ahead and make my order, right? That's e-commerce right there. Whether it be that or whether it be me ordering something from your website, right? Maybe you sell cupcakes and you have a website for that. Another thing, I watched this video on maple water. It's crazy. I think it was up in like the northeast, right? So like Vermont, Maine, places like that. They get this water from maple trees and they put the spout right into the tree, and it pulls, untainted, untouched maple water out of the tree. And it's supposed to be great for hydration. So I was, like, hey, let's try it out. So I ordered some, gave some to the kids so they could stay properly hydrated. Had some myself, right? Just maple water. I mean, I think I'm crazy now, but, it was good stuff, just tried it out. Now, I would have to go to like probably 10 stores to find some maple water, but I can just click right here in Amazon and boom, there it is. I can, oops, my fault. I can, read about the product, all kind of things. I can see what other people said. I can see what items were bought together, all kind of thing. A wealth of information on there. Amazon's done such a great job. And that's, in terms of, their e-commerce. Well, that's it. Just a little synopsis on, a few things that you're going to touch on during the second week. Hopefully everybody's adjusted. Remember, this is a 9-week class, so it goes like that. Goes super fast. Before you know it, the class will be, all said and done. So hopefully you're done with chapters 1 and 2. Move on to chapters 3 and 4. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, just feel free to email me and I'll get right back to you. But other than that, I want you all to have a good day and a great week. And from week 2 on to week 3.